You are now listening to the Team Heal Podcast.
Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like. Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time. Does he look like a bitch?
It's still real to me, damn it!
This is episode 262. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in live. It's Friday. That's right, it's Friday, motherflower. It's Friday, October the 12th, 2018. Peru just won 3-0 versus Chile. And nothing makes me more excited than seeing Chile lose every single time. So there you go. Thank you, Peru. I know no one cares, but hey, as a Peruvian, it brings a smile to my face each and every single time. Thank you all for listening to the show live. If you are new to the YouTube channel, where you're listening to this podcast live right now, do yourself a favor. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Be notified when I, Steve that is, drop a video every single time on the channel, and as well when we go live every single week for the Team Heal Podcast. This podcast is also available to listen throughout the week on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, PODBEAN, and as well, motherflower, in case you guys don't know, over at Spotify. So we're literally, when you think about it, in so many platforms. We also, by the way, if you want to go the extra mile, again, give us those 5-star reviews. And we also got that merch. We got that merch, motherflowers. All thanks to the awesome motherflower, the homie himself, in my opinion, the best graphic designer in the internet wrestling community right now. It's Salrex. I can't stress enough how amazing the design that he's done, not only for me, but for Big Mike, for OKFabe, for that motherflower. I'm pretty sure you all know JD from NY206, the Solid Monster as well. So he's worked with so many good people. So if you are a YouTuber and a podcaster, you want awesome layouts and overlays done, make sure you hit him up. He will work with you. Hit him up on Twitter at @officialSalrex. Tell him that we sent you. But yeah, we got merch over at Teespring. Got 2 shirts up on our store. We have the official certified motherflower shirt and as well as the Team Heal Podcast shirt as well. Head over to teespring.com/stores/Team Heal Podcast like you see. And buy yourself a shirt. Show some love, if you will. And I'm not alone. I'm not alone as always. I'm here joined by the homie himself, that motherflower all the way in Detroit. Big Mike from Big Mike Wrestling Recap Show. Big Mike, how's your week been, bro?
Hectic, tiresome, and full of sorrow.
Oh man, that's crazy, bro. Sorrow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's like a sad sex life, basically, bro. It's like a sad sex life, damn, bro. It's like you know what it's like, bro. It's like when you're about to go to the club, right? And you have this idea, right? You have this idea that you are gonna go to the club. You're all, you swagged out in a nice, you suit, whatever. Because I know in clubs you can't wear a t-shirt and jeans. Now you gotta fucking go dressed up, right, like fucking Ric Flair in '87, if you will, right? You get that dope ass cologne, got the jewelry on point. You ready to smash some chick, right? The baddest chick in the club, right? And you end up smashing the best friend. And and anyone that knows, like every beautiful girl has that ugly best friend. And I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. I'm sorry, and that's the perception. That's literally like deception, disappointment. Like, yeah, I know the feeling, bro. It's like a bad sex life, if you will. My week as a whole has been crazy as well. Work, and more work. I actually have to be up literally tomorrow around 5 a.m. to go to work at 5:30 a.m. And then after that, I gotta go to my other job from 12 to 8. So my Saturday as a whole is just fucked. Thanks to all of you as well in the chat. You guys are awesome, kicking ass in the chat. Hope you're all having a wonderful day as well. But also, Mike, I've been heading to the gym these past couple of weeks. I'm doing this whole like diet system called paleo. And it feels bro, it feels so amazing. In case you guys don't know, the paleo diet is basically a no-carb diet at all. No carbs. no rice, no potatoes, no beans, no pasta. And keep this in mind, I'm Hispanic. So you already know, Spanish people, Hispanics, our main ingredient in any dish is rice, potatoes, beans. And I'm not eating any of that. Right? You're probably wondering to yourself, how the fuck am I surviving, right?
Yeah, that's a struggle. That seemed like a struggle.
Fucking hell. No, but I managed to find a way, though. At first it sucked. I will admit that, because, again, I am me. I'm a fat fuck, and I love eating stuff, if you will. And these past couple of weeks, again, I've just been hitting the gym. I've been hitting the treadmill. I'm like The Rock, clanging and banging, mother flower. Like The Rock, if you will, right? Hitting the treadmill. I've also been doing the Stairmaster. Also.
Yeah, that thing's no joke.
That's not a joke, bro. I'm like, there's no... Because I did it once, like, years ago, right? And I'm like, there's no way this machine can be that fearful. I got on. I almost busted my ass, dude. I almost busted my ass.
I did the Stairmaster for like 5 minutes and I almost died.
Are you serious, dude? You almost died in the Stairmaster.
I almost died on the Stairmaster. My legs was burning so bad. I feel like I ain't had no legs after.
I can imagine, dude. But still, it feels like, again, I feel great now. I've been doing that for 2 weeks. I feel slimmer. I feel lighter, if you will, on my feet. I've eliminated soda completely out of my system. I haven't drank soda in 2 weeks.
Completely. Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean? I still drink. Yeah. I'll drink Powerade. That's to work out, though. You know what I mean? I'll drink.
Yeah, you gotta cut all that stuff out, though. You gotta wean yourself off of that stuff.
I know, but if you don't, McCorbin, you're just a mother flower. Just saying. But again, if you, like I said before, if you want awesome logos and layouts, then hit up Salrex at official Salrex. Tell them that we hit you up. The best graphic designer on the internet right now for wrestling and stuff like that. But other than that, Mike, this week as a whole has been a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. This past Saturday was UFC 229, Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov, the fight, and then the post-fight itself. The post-fight, I feel like, took more than the fight. We'll get into that just a little bit. Also, this coming Sunday, Impact Wrestling has a pay-per-view called Bound for Glory. It's going live this Sunday from the Melrose Ballroom in New York. Even though Impact, for those of you that have been watching Impact Wrestling is claiming it's New York City. New York City! For those of you that live in the New York area, in the tri-state area that is, right? New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You should know that the Melrose Ballroom is actually in Queens. It's still in New York. It's still one of the main 5 boroughs. But it's in Queens, not in the actual city of Manhattan. Like they want you to think. But that's beside the point, though. In case you guys don't know as well, Melrose Ballroom is where MLW does a lot of their tapings in New York. That being said, though, I look forward to watching the show. We also have the whole big news. Apparently, Crown Jewel might get canceled, Mike. It might. Keyword, might.
It should.
It should, it might, we don't know yet, but either way, WWE is fucked. They are so fucked. But we'll get into all that later on. Guys, if you have questions for us throughout the show, drop them in the comments. We will answer them near the end if we can, and all that fun stuff. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at Team Heel Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Heel Steven. You can follow Big Mike on Twitter at
Big Mike 1995-19.
There you go, motherflower. Or else, motherflower. So let's get into some Bound for Glory predictions. Get this out of the way. I know, Mike, you have not been watching Impact in a while. It's okay. To each their own. It is what it is. I'm not gonna be that fan that put the gun in your head. Hey, you have to watch Impact, man. I'll be real about it. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I've been watching Impact here and there. Like, I'll catch the clips. And I'll say this, you guys. I've been saying this for a long time. I feel like Impact now with this new regime is doing good. I'll say that. I'll feel, though, in my opinion, though, however, I feel like since Slammiversary, which I thought was probably one of the best shows in a long time. Hell, a lot of people were saying Slammiversary was probably one of the pay, like when you think back on at the end of the year, when we look back on pay-per-view of the year, you put Slammiversary in that category, right? For a lot of people. But in there with All In, Wrestle Kingdom, it was just kind of created a thing, right? You put an Impact pay-per-view, right? Of all things, it's 2018 in a pay-per-view of the year award. But people were doing that, right? And people were saying, yo, Impact is now on fire, this and that. And I feel like this, to me, of course, and again, it's not a knock on anybody. I just feel like they took a couple steps back, but it's not that bad though. Again, I feel like the product is watchable again. They're doing the right things, even though I still question the main event, but to each their own. All right, we get into some predictions here. Again, it goes live this Sunday. The show kicks off here. There's like 8 matches on the show. Okay, we have Eli Drake issuing an open challenge to anyone on the roster. Now, here's the thing, right? This is just my honest opinion. I feel like Eli Drake has been so wasted. Coming out of Slammiversary, he's been so wasted on TV. They've done barely anything with him. He was teaming up, I guess, with the Cult of Lee in some random like 6-person tags and stuff like that. Again, this guy's a former world champion. A former world champion, probably one of the best promos in the promo speakers in the company. And you're just now wasting his talent. I get it. Everyone goes up and down on the card. I understand that. But he's coming here now issuing this open challenge to anybody. Now, there's been talk, Mike, I don't know if you caught this or not, but a lot of discussion that Chris Jericho might be coming to Impact Wrestling real soon. I'm pretty sure you heard this news, right? I'm pretty sure you heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it, and I hope it happens.
Me too. I hope it happens. I hope he does. Now, I think honestly, with the news coming up, I predict that the mystery opponent will be Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah.
You want everyone to go crazy on this show? You bring in Chris Jericho, and especially the fact that Jericho's good friends with Don Callis, and the fact that Jericho is doing the whole Jericho cruise, I believe, in a couple of months with both Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling. So I say it's Chris Jericho. He goes in there. He had the match with Eli Drake. He beats Eli Drake, unfortunately. But at the same time, though, you see Jericho on Impact. You think about this, right? A couple of months ago, a year ago, so I remember Jericho saying that he would never wrestle any other promotion in the U.S. out of respect for Vince McMahon. Now look at him. He was part of All In. Now he could possibly be part of Impact Wrestling here. So that's what I see happening, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, I feel the same. I hope that it happens. I hope that he can bring new fans to Impact Wrestling, and hopefully, boost ratings and have a good time doing it.
Exactly. I think honestly, again, someone like Jericho, I feel like he would do that for Impact Wrestling, and he'll probably do the right thing in return, and by them he'll do the right thing. So I'm all for it. I am so all for this, in my honest opinion. After that, we get Ali versus Su Yung. From what I've seen, it's the whole thing where, hey, Su Yung, who's the Undead Bride, former Knockouts champion. I feel like she lost her title so stupidly in that triple threat, but hey, to each their own. This whole thing where she literally put everyone in coffins, and now apparently she put Ali in a coffin. This past Thursday on Impact, there's this whole thing where Ali, that is, right, was trying to convince James Mitchell to take her to the Undead World to rescue, I believe it was Kiera Hogan. Now, this is what I think will happen. This will be that match where, oh my God, everyone will go crazy for, because of the production value. This will be that match. Like, they will go final deletion style on this shit. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah, but bad thing with me is I don't like Ali, so I wouldn't be interested in this at all.
I don't think anyone likes Ali. To each their own. I think Ali's a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong. I just hate this. I think she's better now than what she was, I will say, a few years ago when she was in Impact Wrestling, where she was like the little employee to Maria Kanellis. Which, by the way, speaking of
I didn't
Kanellis,
like her then.
Speaking of the Kanellis, did you see them on 205 Live this past
I did.
Yeah, man. Damn, yeah. People forget Mike Kanellis was actually at one time an X Division champion in Impact Wrestling, so it makes a total lot of sense. I don't see why not. So there you go with that. But that being said, this match, it should be a fun match. Again, I do feel like it will be that final deletion style match that will get all the graphics, all that fun stuff. So if I'm gonna go with the winner here, I'm gonna go with Ali. If I'm gonna do the whole thing where she rescues her friend and shit like that, so we'll go with Ali on this one. After this, we have Matt Sydal and Ethan Page versus Rich Swann and his mystery partner being Willie Mack, the same Willie Mack that wrestled Cody Rhodes a couple weeks ago for the NWA World Title and Ring of Honor. that same Willie Mack. A tag team match. This whole thing with Matt Sydal trying to get Rich Swann to open his third eye and join him, and Rich Swann wasn't having it. Right? He's not down with all of that. And in his place, I guess, is Ethan Page, and essentially it's a good platform for Ethan Page to be on. Hey, again, it's Impact Wrestling's biggest show of the year since WrestleMania. Why the hell? And that should be a fun match. It should definitely be a fun match. I think, honestly, though, this will be the opening match of the show. This screams opening match. And it should be a fun match. I do predict, though, that Ethan Page and Matt Sydal do pick up the win here in this match, though. We then get Tessa Blanchard versus Taya Valkyrie for the Impact Knockouts Championship. It's Tessa Blanchard defending the championship. So, this is the thing with this match. A couple of weeks ago, Tessa Blanchard, because again, the recent tapings were in Mexico, right? So they're in Mexico, and Tessa wrestled I so apologize if I butcher the name. I so fucking apologize. I really, really do. If I butcher this fucking name, I so apologize. Apache. I want to see if it's her. I think it's yeah, there you go. It was basically a Fabi Apache. There you go. She was a Fabi Apache, and she beats her, and then she gets to the mic claiming she's the best in Mexico, best in the world, the best wrestler, what have you. And then you have Taya Valkyrie, who has not been seen in months, so it seems like on Impact Wrestling, right? Shows up on a monitor in Mexico, that is, right? In Mexico, and she issues she challenges Tessa Blanchard for the championship at Bound for Glory. Keep this in mind, there was like no reaction at all. Again, Taya Valkyrie is a star in Mexico. She is. Multiple time Reign of the champion, and she got no reaction from the people in that building. I'm surprised. Mm-hmm. That being said, though, it should be a fun match. I really do think that. I think, honestly, it's the match to make, honestly, for Tessa Blanchard at this point in juncture. I mean, you're not going to do Tessa and Su Yung. You're not doing Tessa versus Allie again, for fucking crying out loud. And I think, again, there's no one really there in that division other than, I think, Taya Valkyrie. Again, should be a fun match. I hate the fact that I'm saying fun match every single time. But I predict Tessa will still retain the title, in my honest opinion. We have Eddie Edwards versus Moose. Moose money, that is. As you all know, Moose turned on Eddie Edwards a couple weeks ago, aligning himself with Austin Aries and Killer Kross. Apparently, as well, Moose has hostage of Eddie Edwards' wife. I'm going to say this. To me, honestly, Eddie Edwards should have been the one facing Austin Aries for the world title. But I get what they're doing here this whole time. You know, Eddie Edwards and Moose were brothers. They were friends, and now Moose turns on him. Makes sense, I guess. But I feel like this match as a whole, it should be... I look forward to seeing it. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like with the way Eddie's gone with his character, he should have been the one facing for the championship against Austin Aries, in my opinion. All right? But with the winner here, I'm going to go with Moose. I think Moose gets the win here as a shocker, but we'll see how that goes. We get literally an OVE rules match, which is probably just a no-holds-bar match, if you will. We have OVE, Dave Chris, Jay Chris, and Sami Callihan versus Brian Cage, Phoenix, and Pentagon Jr. I'll take that back. Who should have been facing for the world title should have been Brian Cage, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because essentially, again, there's a Bound for Glory where the X Division title isn't being defended. And Brian Cage is your X Division champion. And he's not putting the title on the line on the biggest show of the year. Granted, WWE does the same thing with some of their titles and shit. But when you're Impact Wrestling and you've built your foundation off the X Division, you would think, hey, you know, we'll put this belt on the line on one of their biggest shows of the year. Instead, no, put Brian Cage in this 6-person match, right? He's Brian Cage, Phoenix, and Pentagon Jr. And just say, fuck it. Even someone like Pentagon Jr., I feel like, at the same time. But I predict, though, that Brian Cage, Phoenix, and Pentagon do get the win. In my honest opinion. Don't worry, Mike. We're almost done. We're almost done with this, Mike. Bear with us. Bear with us.
I'm hearing you out loud and clear.
You're like, man, I don't give a fuck, bro. Man, it's Impact Wrestling stuff, man. God damn it, yo.
I'm getting a lot of insight on what I should look for.
I don't even watch this damn thing, bro. What the fuck, motherflower? God damn it, Steve. We have Austin Aries versus Johnny Impact for the world title. On Wikipedia, this is the second match from the top. That should tell you a lot. To me, honestly, listen, Johnny Impact has done nothing to earn a title match. I feel like he pushes Congo Kong into a pool in some hotel resort, and he gets rewarded a world title match.
Yeah,
I understand. Hey, he's gonna be part of Survivor, so if you're Impact Wrestling officials, you want someone that's gonna be on this big reality show to get that attention. And hey, you know what? Also, it's our biggest show of the year. The guy gonna be on Survivor will also be on this show as well, so you can check him out, if you will, right? I'm hoping, honest to God, Austin Aries retains the championship. Even though Aries did get a win this past Thursday on Impact in that 6-person tag, but I think honestly though Aries should still retain the championship, in my opinion. We then get what it looks like will be the main event. I could be wrong on it. It's a concrete jungle death match. LAX, Santana, Conan, and Ortiz versus the OGs, Hernandez, Homicide, and King, being Eddie Kingston. So they go from a 51-50 street fight to a street fight literally in the streets of Toronto to them killing Richie! Now they're doing this. Here's the thing. A part of me is excited for this match in a way, but at the same time, I've seen this before. So many times already.
Right.
I'm going to go with LAX. I feel like that makes sense here, but we'll see how that goes as well. But that's basically Bound for Glory. Again, going to be in New York this coming Sunday. The first time they're going back to New York for a big show since 2015 when they were at the Grand Ballroom, which I actually attended with Walter, believe it or not. This was like during their Destination. This was like during their Destination America days, actually. Right, with the whole Beatdown Clan, it was MVP, Low Key, Samoa Joe. I think also Bobby Lashley. No, it was Kenny King. I think Bobby Lashley. Oh my God, this was back. Also Homicide too. Holy shit, this is back in the day. Holy crap. It's amazing how time flies. I'm just saying that right now. It's amazing how time. If you guys have predictions for the show, let us know in the chat as well. A lot of fun stuff. Now, Mike, let's talk about the big stuff that happened this past weekend with UFC 229. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor for the lightweight title. Probably one of the most anticipated fights in the company's history. And I'll be real about it, Mike. I think we can both agree we were both wrong with our prediction.
Super wrong, but I was right about the round. I said it would end 4th round.
I was so wrong with the prediction. I think Conor would knock him out in round 3.
Yeah. You know when I thought Conor was going to lose? You know what moment I thought he was going to lose?
The moment he got punched in the face in round 2? With the right?
Yep. I was like, it's over. This dude's done. I'm just watching it to enjoy it now because I don't want to get disappointed.
Oh, wow, bro. Come on. I mean, I get that, dude. I understand that. It makes a lot of sense. I feel like, again, though, at the same time, here's the thing. The fight was, I think Khabib fought the perfect fight. He stuck to his game plan. He took him down, grappled him, imposed his will on him. There was a moment, though, I'll say, in the 3rd round where Conor actually stood up to Khabib. He had him rocked. But eventually, just like everyone else falls victim to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Everyone falls victim to his grappling. And once he takes you down, once he has you in mount or in side control, you're at his will. You're at his mercy. You know? And then, Khabib chokes him out. And then after the fight, it happens.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose.
All hell broke loose. This is where literally the UFC outdid WWE. This is where literally the UFC outdid WWE.
Dude, man, I couldn't believe what I saw.
Bro, you couldn't believe what you saw. Bro, I'm like, this is gold. This is amazing. This is off some Bellator type shit. Because Bellator will do some shit like this. You know what I mean? So Elite XC back in the day and Strikeforce would do some shit like this back in the day. And it's one of those things, dude, where I'm just watching this, right? And I'm like, yo, how did they let this happen? So in case you guys are wondering, so after Khabib won the fight, he is talking smack. He's talking smack to Conor McGregor, right? He's talking smack to Conor, and I guess he starts talking smack to Conor's corner, especially to Dylan Donis. I believe that's the jiu-jitsu coach of Conor McGregor. I think he also fights for Bellator. I could be wrong on that. So he's talking back and forth with Dylan Donis to the point where Khabib jumps over the cage and does literally a modified coup de grace. A modified Warrior's Way, if you will, on the McGregor camp. And he's brawling with them. All hell breaks loose. Police, everyone just gets involved. And then, while all this is happening, Conor's in the cage. Conor's in the cage. He's trying to recuperate for what happened. And then two guys from Khabib's camp hop over the cage and they punch Conor McGregor. There's a brawl in the cage as well. And all hell broke loose. And again, everyone, you know what's funny, dude, bro? Even people that I know who don't even watch MMA, like they'll watch when Conor fights, right? But that's all they'll do. They probably will not know who the hell Demetrius Mighty Mount Johnson is. They won't know who Henry Cejudo is. Hell, they probably won't even know who the hell is Michelle Watterson, for crying out loud. They won't know who they are, but they know who Conor McGregor is.
Right.
And the next day, even throughout the week, like, yo, man, cauliflower ear, man. Khabib got these crazy cauliflower ears, man. What the fuck up with Khabib hopping over the cage? Here's the thing, okay? And I want to just preface this right now. Again, no one's wrong with this opinion. Everyone has a right to an opinion, okay? I can understand that there's the fight game. You got to have thick skin. I get that. That being said, I do not condone. I said it on Twitter. I said it on Twitter. I don't condone what Khabib did. It was stupid. He fought the fight of his life. He beat arguably, in the eyes of a lot of people, which I don't know why, but it is for some reason, in the eyes of a lot of people, the pound for pound best fighter on the planet. For some reason, that's what people call Conor. But hey, it is what it is. Right? He beats him, right? Beats him. And then he tarnishes all of that by doing what he did.
Right.
I get where people are upset with that. At the same time, though, was everyone upset when Conor, threw a dolly, to a bus in Brooklyn? Were people upset when Conor McGregor, disrespected Khabib's country, his father, his religion, and all that? And again, I get it. It's the fight game. So Conor's showboating, Conor's taunting, Conor's hyping up the fight. Because for a fact Khabib wasn't doing that. Khabib was not going to, go out there and taunt and shit like that. He was serious about it. He's serious about the sport. He's about legacy and all that. And he proved it. He proved that. And, again, there's two sides to this whole thing. I get that. And then apparently there's this whole thing where Khabib goes on Twitter. He goes on Instagram, right? He goes on Instagram. And he raised the stake because apparently now the UFC doesn't want to bring in... I guess they want to fire people from Khabib's corner or from his camp. I'm trying to figure out the name right here right now. And he to the point where Khabib is threatening to leave.
All right. Well, he has nothing to risk other than credibility because they took his money, they suspended him, and Conor.
I'm gonna read you this. I'm gonna read you what he wrote. Okay, I'm gonna read all this freaking. Again, it's a 4-paragraph thing. Okay, and again, just bear with me when I read this. Okay, just bear the fuck with me.
All right.
And a quote. I would like to address at UFC. Why didn't you fire anyone when their team attacked the bus and injured a couple of people? They could have killed someone there. Why no one says anything about insulting my homeland, religion, nation, and family? Why do you have to punish my team? When both teams fought, if you say that I started it, then I do not agree. then I do not agree. I finished what he had started. In any case, punish me. Zubaira Tukigov. Again, I apologize, I butchered the name. He's 18-4 in the UFC. Has nothing to do with that. If you think that will keep silent, then you are mistaken. If you think I'll keep silent, then you are mistaken. You canceled Zubaira's fight, and you want to dismiss him just because he hit Conor. But don't forget that it was Conor who had hit my other brother, hit my another brother. You could tell Khabib wrote this shit, by the way. First, in caps, right? Just check the video. If you decide to fire him, you should know that you'll lose me too. We never give up on our brothers in Russia, and I will go to the end for my brother. If you still decide to fire him, don't forget to send me my broken contract. Otherwise, I will break it myself. And one more thing. You can keep my money that you are withholding. You are pretty busy with that. I hope it won't get stuck in your throat. We have defended our honor, and that is the most important thing. We intend to go to the end. #brothers. And you know what, though? I commend that. Believe it or not.
Yeah, but
because the other thing, bro, like, I get this is what I'm saying. For a lot of people, fighting in the UFC is about fame and money, but for Khabib, it's not even about that. For Khabib, it's about honor and respect and.
Yeah, but this ain't no little kid dojo going to tournaments. This is like the top stage. If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen.
I get that, but again, you gotta understand. I mean, for Khabib, it's a serious. And again, we can agree to disagree on that. I get what you're saying. Again, it's the fight game. I agree with it's the fight game. You gotta have thick skin. You know what I mean? Right. And obviously, Khabib does not have thick skin, but he does talking in the cage. Here's what I think will happen. Okay, and again, to each their own. This is what I think will end up happening. In my opinion. After all the shit that went down. I think. Because again, there's going to be a trial. Apparently both Conor and Khabib are going to be suspended, I believe, in October and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Khabib will end up getting fined. Right? He'll be suspended for probably 3 years or so. In the process, they'll strip him with a title.
Yeah, after the suspension, he'll probably be gone.
And also the fact
he probably won't come back.
We don't know. And then after that, you gotta keep this in mind too. He might not even be allowed to fight in the country again. Might have trouble coming back into the country. So all that right now is just kicking in, right? So what do you do now with the title? Well, I say you do. You know what? Super Bowl weekend. Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson for the championship.
Yep.
That should be the thing.
And by the way, I hate Tony Ferguson. That dude has a big mouth. I watched him in the post conference. That dude has a big mouth.
Let me guess, Mike.
I don't like him.
You know what though? I'm about to take off my shorts, yo. My balls are hot, bro.
TMI.
I love that dude, yo. Derek Lewis is the fucking man, yo. Derek Lewis is the fucking man. So that's what I think will happen with Conor and all that, with the belt and all. I think that's what will happen. I could be wrong. I can totally be wrong on that. We'll fucking see. But that's my take on the whole Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor. Again, it sucks. It's unfortunate, but hey, it's a fight game, bro. Speaking of which, John Jones is coming back for UFC 230. He's fighting Alexander Gustafsson for what it looks like it will be for the light heavyweight title. So it looks like DC will be vacating his belt. Also on that show, Daniel Cormier is fighting Derek Lewis for the world title, for the heavyweight title.
On the same show?
On the same show at Madison Square Garden. Oh my God. I can imagine the press conference. Bro, can you imagine the press conference? Oh my God, yo.
Those are the two guys that I love seeing fight and talk smack to each other. That's like some of the best stuff.
You know what it's like, dude? It's like our era's tight. It's like our Ali Frazier, bro. That's what it is, dude.
Yeah,
that's what it is, basically. But we got lots to get into, Mike. Apparently, as well, there's a lot of people. Apparently, there's an article that came out in the Observer this week. Apparently, a lot of people with the New Japan are not happy with the new management. Apparently, a lot of talents are ready to leave now and all that stuff. But apparently, there's a lot of people within New Japan that are shooting that down. Again, to each their own. This is how I look at it too. Okay, a lot of talent are leaving supposedly at the end of the year.
Right.
Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody. Right.
Right.
Can you imagine? Can you just imagine if they all leave by the end of the year, right? Going into the new year. And you know for a fact that, again, that if you're Ring of Honor, if you are New Japan, you're going into Madison Square Garden in a couple of months, you are relying on the Bucks. You are relying on Kenny. You're relying on Cody. Okay, that's become their cash cow. And you don't have them for that show?
Yeah, it's going to be devastating.
It's going to be so insane, bro.
Catastrophic.
It could happen. It could definitely happen. But we'll see. I don't want to be like, oh my God, it's going to happen. I think what should happen is, you know what? They sign an extension. Let their last obligation be the MSG show and then have them show up in WWE the following day, what have you. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. But you kind of get the idea.
Yeah, even though I don't think none of those guys are going to move needles in WWE unless they go to NXT and make that brand a little bit better, because I'm starting to see a little bit of the dry spell for NXT, but yeah, those guys are not going to really move needles like that. Everybody thought AJ Styles was going to move needles, but it didn't. So, yeah, that's the bad part about it. But I hope those guys can fulfill what they need to on the indies and then come into WWE and, you know, set their family straight for life almost.
I feel you on that, bro. But, I mean, again, for a lot of people, it's they go or they don't go. You know what I mean? And we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that
They'll
goes.
be there eventually. You just got to be patient.
I agree with you on that. I think, honestly, Cody will eventually make his way back to WWE. Kenny will be there eventually. And so will the Bucks. If they do trade main roster, they're not going to NXT. They're not touching NXT.
Yeah, I predict the summer, though. I don't predict after the MSG show in April or March, whenever that's happening. I predict the summer because I think Cody want to get another All-In in. No pun intended. He wants to get another one of those in before. And then, you know.
One of those in, yeah, All In.
Yeah. He is one of those going again, but before he probably departure to Indies, even though I think he hasn't reached all he can reach in the Indies yet. I think he can do a little bit more, but I feel like he want to do one more of those and then go back and then have a fresh mind of what he want to do in the WWE and then get disappointed again and go back to jobbing.
Yeah. Also, we found out this past Monday on Raw that Nikki Bella will be facing Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title at Evolution. Mike, are you excited for that, bro?
Woo!
I cannot wait. Yeah, Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, man. Oh my God! By the way, the Bella twins turned heel on Ronda Rousey this past Monday on Raw.
Yeah, it didn't make no sense.
My thing is, so when Brie goes to SmackDown, because again she's a free agent, basically. She's a good girl, right? She's a babyface on SmackDown, but she's a heel on Raw. I don't get that.
Right. I don't think she's going to be making any more appearances if Maurice isn't there. So she's not going to be on SmackDown anymore. I think she's at Raw for now.
Okay, fair enough, Mike. Also in the news, Mike, we find out that also at Evolution, it will be Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch going at it in the rematch from SmackDown Live. Also from the rematch from Super Showdown at Evolution in the first ever last women standing, Mike, for the first time ever. Even though if you go back on NXT, they had that match already.
Yeah.
My bad. Last women standing. I said last man standing, but you kind of get the idea.
I thought you said woman, but okay.
Even though at NXT it happened already with Nikki Cross and Asuka.
which was one of the best women's matches last year, I believe, right?
You can say that. So again, WWE's again trying to insult the intelligence of the fans again. They should be worried though.
Right.
I'm telling you that right now. They should be really, really worried, in my opinion, Mike. Also, speaking of which, at SmackDown 1000 next week, it will be Rey Mysterio making his return full time. Apparently, he'll be a full time guy on the roster again. I look forward to seeing it. The match you can do. Apparently, it's gonna be him and Shinsuke Nakamura going at it for the qualification matches for the World Cup.
I have a prediction for that.
It's a dream match, though, Mike. It's a dream match. Nakamura and...
It's a dream match, but I have a prediction for it. Everybody that Nakamura has been facing has been attacked by Randy Orton. And who is all going to be at SmackDown 1000? It's going to be Evolution and Rey Mysterio. So you got the culmination of him facing Shinsuke, then he will attack not Rey Mysterio. Randy Orton will attack Rey Mysterio, and then Batista will help Rey Mysterio, and then Triple H will try to come in, and then also Undertaker is going to be on that same show. Undertaker's going to come in and build towards Crown Jewel.
Oh, Mike, come on, man.
That's my prediction. It's not going to happen, but that's my prediction.
Okay, fair enough, Big Mike, fair enough. After that, let's get into the big news that came out this week as well. I'm talking about, apparently, these words going out that Crown Jewel might get canceled. Everyone's pushing for WWE to cancel Crown. Even the hashtag started, cancel Crown Jewel. It's real, Mike.
Yeah, it's getting really real.
Apparently now to the point where the U.S. Senators are speaking out about WWE involvement with the Saudi Arabian government.
That's bad, man.
So in case you guys are wondering what's going on, Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi was reportedly assassinated in Saudi consulate in Turkey this past week. The team of people who allegedly murdered him reportedly dismembered his body with a bone saw at the border of the highest level of royal court. According to CNN, Turkish authorities have audio and visual evidence which proves this. Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut told IRJ, right? I have no idea what that stands for, but it is what it is. I hope that they, that being WWE, will be rethinking their relationship with the kingdom, especially with respect to events coming up in the next weeks. Private enterprise is private enterprise, different than a government entity. Senator Bob Melendez from New Jersey, my state that is, told the Independent Review Journal. That's what RJ says. Okay, the Independent Review Journal. Okay. But because Linda McMahon is part of the president's cabinet, it falls into the gray area where the administration really should give it some thought and maybe even prevail upon them not doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Keep this in mind. I get it. Yes, they should cancel. It shouldn't happen. I totally agree. But at the same time, though, WWE's fucked.
Yeah,
they are fucked, regardless. Because again, they are locked in a 10-year deal with the Saudi government, with the royal family of Saudi. They are locked for a 10-year deal. And even if they try to get out of the deal, they're gonna be fucked. Apparently.
Yeah, if they try and get out of that deal, I will feel sort of, uneased about their safety, because you don't know how that government will react to them trying to back out after this situation, especially them trying to dumb it down and all that type of stuff. So, and the capability of them making people disappear like they did this Washington Post journalist.
Exactly.
So, and you putting all of your staff and athletes in harm's way, and people that can't even travel over there, it's just a big mess, and you don't want that to happen. Hopefully this is a big eye opener for WWE, and
you know what it is though, bro, at the end of it, and I agree with you 100% on that, Mike. I totally agree with you 100% on that. But at the same time, though, bro, you know, they got their money. You know what I mean? When you get that Arab money, bro, I'm sorry, the Saudi money. When you get that money, bro, how much money was it? Like $10 billion, right?
No, it was 250 million.
Bro, when you're swimming in $250 million that they actually don't fucking need, but they have it anyway, bro. Money talks, bro. Especially Saudi money. It talks. That being said, bro, again, it sucks. I totally agree with you. They should definitely consider canceling the show. But at the same time, bro, they are not in a win-win situation. They are not. No matter how you want to look at it, they're not.
They're not, but they should seriously consider canceling it and pushing what they've been pushing to either Monday Night Raw or make Starcade a live event and push it there. Because think about it, you're gonna have one of your beloved legends come out of retirement in that country after what just happened, who is a ultimate patriot in his own right. He loves his country.
Which,
so
by the way,
I don't know how he'll feel about that, but
keep it in mind, again, they don't have that much time. I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off, but they don't have that much time too. I mean, it's a couple of weeks from now.
They don't, but they gotta make an executive decision, and it's full of executives there. They have to make one, and it's not gonna be easy. You gotta go with what is right. So
it's best for business.
Hopefully they'll steer the right way, but if not, they're gonna have a lot of people
not happy.
Not happy.
Not happy at all. Not happy. That being said, though, at the same time, I'm gonna say this too. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. You know, it sucks. I totally agree. But they knew what they were signing up for.
They did, but
they knew. They knew this was a bad decision to make the moment they signed that deal. They knew the moment they landed in Saudi Arabia for the greatest Royal Rumble to negotiate all that shit. They knew they were fucked. And they are. They are so fucked right now. They are so fucked. Now, from what I'm hearing, Mike, there's a rumor going around that, let's say for some reason they do end up backing out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The rumor is that all the matches we push till Survivor Series except the World Cup.
That's too long. No, it ain't that long, but okay, I guess.
Yeah.
The Survivor Series need it.
I agree. They need it right now.
Yeah, Survivor Series really need it. I wouldn't mind that. But, yeah.
Now, I'm reading this too. Now, apparently, this is what apparently now, I guess, apparently WWE also wrote a statement as well.
Yeah, I heard about that as well.
Apparently they are monitoring the situation in the country after the mysterious disappearance and possible murder of Jamal Khashoggi. So they're monitoring what's going on. So they're saying.
Yeah, they have no choice but to, because they're the only, sports entity that have an open relationship with that country.
Yeah.
And if the government steps in, then it's over with. They gonna have no choice but to cancel it.
Yeah, we'll see. Everyone already just canceled. Everyone said, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah, and then you got to think about it too. The athletes that pretty much don't have a say, that pretty much feel bad about the whole situation of going over there, because there are some people that don't like going over there anyway, and feel strongly bad about the whole decision of having this partnership. How would they feel? It's all bad. It's like the morale of your locker room will go drastically down if you do the wrong thing.
I totally agree with you on that, Mike. I totally agree on that. But it's unfortunate. It's a situation that you do not want to be in right now. I'm pretty sure, again, they're monitoring the situation that they possibly can. Do I think, honestly, though, they're going to cancel the event? No. I think it's WWE going with the whole, we are WWE, damn it. We fear no one. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that shit goes, dude. Reading this in here as well. There's a question that Dave Sachs sent in on PM here, and this is what he had to say. Is this year's Wrestle Kingdom, though, the one that's coming up, is this where the Bullet Club should end?
It should. Well, no, it shouldn't. There's too much money in the Bullet Club, merchandise, everything. They shouldn't end.
I disagree. I agree with you on that. I think it should not. The other thing about it, the Bullet Club has become a brand. They have. They become now a brand in itself.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, dude.
Yeah, it's like freaking what's the analogy I'm looking for?
They are now like Nike almost.
Yeah, pretty much. They're
Club,
so big right now. It's like if they was to end this, like no more Bullet Club shirts, no more things in subscription boxes.
Exactly. It's like, put it this way, right? In 2000, 2001, should the NWO ended? Yeah, but the WCW didn't even do that? No, because again, there's a lot of people that still rock the shirts.
Right. To this day, people will rock Bullet Club shirts.
Until this very day as well. Even like, well,
NWO shirts, yeah.
Even now, you go to, like, and I said this analogy like months ago, wearing a Bullet Club shirt to a wrestling show,
right,
is like going to school and you see people rock J's and Vans, bro. Different design, different overlay, color overlays. Same with Bullet Club shirts. Different styles of Bullet Club shirts. Too many colors. They're everywhere now, dude. They're fucking everywhere.
Right.
But Mike, I had a blast doing this, bro. I don't know about you, man, but this was fun. Anything you want to say before we wrap up the show, bro? Anything you want to say to the people out there? Let them know something. Let the people know, bro. Let the motherfuckers know, bro.
Yeah, man. Just do the right thing. That's the moral of the story.
Do the right thing. That's right. Do the right thing. If the Saudis throw you that money, think about it, if you will. But you can pay your rent off. I'm saying that right now. Bound for Glory this Sunday, guys. Make sure you're watching Bound for Glory this Sunday. Give us some love. At the end of the day, you can follow the podcast again on Twitter at Email Podcast. The podcast will be available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, also over at PodBean. You have to download and listen to the show on the go. And also, while you're at it, guys, if you do listen to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, PodBean, Spotify, please do us a favor, give it the 5-star rating, leave a review. It helps out the podcast in so many ways. Also, again, we got merch over at Teespring, Mother Flowers. Go over to teespring.com/store/Email Podcast. We got literally right now 2 shirts up on our store right now. The Certified Mother Flower shirt and as well the Email Podcast shirt. All designs done by the amazing Salrex. So hit him up on Twitter at official Salrex if you want awesome designs and overlays done for your podcast and your YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you're on the channel right now, which you probably should be right now, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up and share this through our entire social media platforms as well. Big Mike, take us home, bro.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Big Mike 199519 and on YouTube at Big Mike's Wrestling Recap Show.
And that being said, guys, he's Big Mike. I am HeelSteven, and we will be back next week for more Mother Flowers.